So I want to finish off the discussion of categories by going ahead and creating yet another category. Just very quickly, we've got two, but I designed some of these things to be participation. So you'll recall we just jump right down, add a category, and I will call it participation and leave it graded as the others, and go on down. We can hide this advanced stuff if I don't know what I want yet. And actually, it's worth mentioning, under this advanced, all of the category total settings are the same, so you have to ask, does it make sense, for example, under grade display type, to have a letter in a category? Would you want to have an overall letter for the category of grades or category of homework? And I'm thinking probably not. So in that case, it makes sense to have a real or a percentage, right? So you could put real percentage right there, and it would show both those numbers. I'm going to leave it for real for now, but note that that's there. It may make sense to have a letter grade overall in the final grade, but not in the categories. But these same options exist in both places. So we'll hide that for now. Remember, ignore and explore. So I'll save those changes. And then now I have this third category down here called participation. And I want to take, say, the introductions, the news forum, and let's do attendance and participation, and basically move those all into that category. So move that to participation. And I'll leave it where it is, but now I have to reconsider my weighting. Notice that it's defaulted to 0, which means if I keep it as is, even though all those points are there, they really won't count for anything. I want the participation to be, say, 25%, so I'm going to put 25, and then I want my final and my midterm to be 50, and then I'll make all the homework to be another 25. And you can jug those numbers any way you want. Just be sure to check them along the way, because let's just say the gradebook is complicated enough that you want to make sure it's doing what you think it's doing and not what it thinks it's doing. So there you have that, and we save it. And we should be pretty much good to go. So a couple more afterthoughts. In order to, so I double check that all three categories are working out the same: simple weighted mean, simple weighted, simple weighted mean, that the overall parent category is a weighted mean, that I have the weights of those categories in here. It would be nice if they would sort of tell me, hey, these don't total 100, but it doesn't actually use percentages, it just uses the numbers compared to one another. I have one extra credit item. I could go ahead and change one of those if I wanted. You know, I could write a poem an extra credit. Be sure to save changes down here. Then I would want to go edit the title of that to say it's extra credit so students would know. And the one other thing I think I would do is I'll go to the parent overall category, if we can call it that, and I will edit it. And I will change under category name, I'm going to actually call it final grade. Although final is a tricky word because it could mean their exam. So let's say overall grade, so as not to confuse people, and they would think that was the final exam, which it's not. We're leaving it at weighted mean, which we said on the other page. And under show advanced, I'm going to come down, and we could give it an additional name here, or just leave it as it is. This defaults to just saying total grade or something like that. And under grade type, we'll put it as text, and then display type, we'll put percentage and letter. Or actually, no, let me put letter and percentage. Now, if your points actually mean something, like you've told them, hey, 900 is an A and 850 is a B plus or something, then you might want to put the real numbers. But if it's calculated as a percentage, as we would in this case, then you're fine with that. So there you have it. That's your gradebook. Remember, keep playing, keep experimenting, double check your numbers, and save.